Do not get caught into spending that first bit of profit that you're so happy you made. Now is not the time.
And in today's episode, we're going to talk to you exactly how you can invest £500 of your money to start a fully fledged business.
Like, my job is to create jobs, not to do the job.
This next level, significant amount of investment in your business isn't for vanity. It's for...
On the other side of cringe is success.
Here's the difference between £100 and £500. £100 gets you started, £500, now you got a real business.
And guys, today we're going to show you how to use £500 or $500 to build systems, buy back your time, and stand out.
So make sure you stay tuned, because by the end of today's episode, you're going to know exactly how to invest £500 to start your business in 2025.
Yep.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the best flipping show on planet Earth, the Unplugged Podcast.
Jeez. Episode 47, baby.
Episode 47, ladies and gentlemen. And if you've been living under a rock and you've not heard of your boys over here, this is the Unplugged Podcast, and we're here to help you unplug from societal norms to make sure you can live life on your own terms.
Indeed. We are for the entrepreneurs. We are for the solopreneurs.
Tell them again.
Are you tired of the default path? Living your life on autopilot and standing still, not going nowhere?
Nowhere.
Well, this is a channel for you. So make sure you get liking, you get subscribing, because we are the Unplugged family.
Let's go. And today's episode, guys, is part 3 of our limited series of 0 to 100K. And in today's episode, we're going to talk to you exactly how you can invest £500 of your money to start a fully fledged business, or to scale your current side hustle, side hobby business that you might have already started if you're following the series. So make sure you click back and watch starting a business with £0, starting a business with £100.
And I'm just going to agitate the problem a little bit more. I feel like the minute, and I've been a victim of this, the minute you start making a bit of cash, you start spending the cash.
Naturally.
Do you know what I mean? Naturally, like, oh my God, I got this money. But no, this is not the time to get complacent, guys. This is really not the time. This is the time to double down. You know, depending on what you're doing, it might be by a domain name, you know, your branded name, a little simple one-page site. It might be some marketing. We want to reinvest our money back into the business. Do not get caught into spending that first bit of profit that you're so happy you made. Now is not the time.
110%. I want to make clear, this £500 or this next level, significant amount of investment in your business isn't for vanity. It's for infrastructure, it's for process, and it's for systems. But before we get into the practical steps, because you know that's what we're about.
We are indeed.
Talking personally now, right? What would you say is either your new business or side hobby / side hustle that you did when you had a few £100 sat there that you're like, all right, cool, this is what I'm going to invest in? Or maybe your existing side hobby that you now got to where you're earning a few £100 and you had about £500 saved. What did that sort of look like, or what were the next steps that you kind of did from there?
Yeah, well, firstly, I want to say I was that person at the minute I started making money, started spending my profit. For full disclaimer, full transparency, because it's real, bro. Like, you get into something and you make a bit of money and you just want to go and spend. It's almost like you want to celebrate too early. But I've learned, like, you have to delay gratification. It's very important, because that's your capital, you know what I mean? So you want to reinvest in. So I did spend my money, ended up going back and kind of making it back. I'll talk about 2 different instances. One was when I was just like hustling. Like, I think I bought some stock, some trainers from Boss Man, and just made a bit of money and just doubled down, bro. I just kind of, was able to increase my revenue then. But I'd say in this business, again, started making money and started spending it. I hired staff. Yeah, the minute I made money, I didn't take it for myself. I thought I need to reinvest what's going to free up my time. So I invested in a virtual assistant who still works with me to this day, is a very integral part of my team and has helped take my business to the next level. Shout out Zyra. Freeman's always trying to steal her from me.
One day.
She's not going nowhere. But yeah, I invested like the profit into recruitment. I always feel like if you're going to build a business, in order for you to grow it, you need to hire staff. And I just, that was kind of my first investment. What about yourself? Where did that money go?
I think where did that money go? I think for me, I was a bit more conservative when I was younger. I think I was a bit more conservative. And again, for that business model of just sort of like buying and selling of like just like commerce. So like I was in the real sort of like buy wholesale and then sell locally, whether that be to, you know, little shops or whether it be to people online, eBay. Gumtree is like my best friend. So a lot of buying and selling in there. So what I actually did, rather than probably more so into infrastructure and systems, I think I increased the quality or the premium of the product. Right. So maybe like before, where I was sort of like buying, I don't know, like iPods, like if you people still remember like iPod Nanos and stuff like that, and iPod Shuffles, I was now like transitioning to like, you know, like bigger gaming pieces like PSPs and like Nintendos and like more premium kind of like equipment and products basically. So saying if we're to look at it tiers, I was selling at C tier. I now like with the more investment or the higher form of investment or cash flow I had, I now increased my quality of stock.
Nice.
So then that meant that I could make more money.
Of course, naturally.
So that's sort of where I went more so. So I increased the level of the quality of stock, which meant I was able to then make more money.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Where did that mindset come from? What made you think to do that?
Because standardly, I always have a mindset of just, I'm a numbers guy. So I didn't often always like to think of quality, but I just thought, and I remember like it was a saying somewhere, it's like, it's the same sell a Toyota or Ferrari. And I remember hearing that somewhere, I was like, it is, like they're both cars, really. And whether you're selling a Ferrari or a Toyota, it's the same sell, right? So I was thinking, whether I'm selling like low quality, refurbished, used phones, me trying to sell something a bit more premium, it's the same sell, really, right? It's just like a different market or a different market audience, right? So that's what kind of gave me that light bulb moment. It's like, okay, cool, let me try and go a bit more premium, which means I don't have to sell as much because I'm selling for more. And I worked out making even more money whilst doing a bit less work. So that's sort of like the first realization of what I did when I, you know, started reinvesting a lot of the money I had before.
Nice. No, I like that.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
But going more so practically now, right? I think, again, for the people at home, you might have £500 or dollars sort of saved up, or even near that. Again, this doesn't sort of need to be, you know, to the penny. So some examples of what people can potentially do with their £500. I think segment it. I mentioned it in the last episode with the £100. And again, just because you have £500 doesn't mean you need to spend all of it, right? So I think if you want to be somewhat conservative like I am sometimes, maybe say like 20%, right? Keep wherever it is, let's just go with £500. Keep 20% aside of that, right? So quick math, that's about £100. So the remaining £400 is actually what you're going to invest, right? So then now you might want to get a professional landing page right now. You might want to pay the $9.99 to get a really good domain and email and have the $5.99 subscription for your email now. You might either want to pay someone on Fiverr to design your landing page, or you can use Wix or GoDaddy or a lot of plug-in, basic sort of template landing pages for you to do, right? Now you might want to invest into some marketing now, right? And start doing some ads, right? £5 a day is what Meta, Facebook, Instagram will allow you to spend on ads. That's £5 a day. £5 a day in a calendar month, that's £150, right? So you got a full month's of ads budget there to push your business, for your business to see more eyeballs, right? So then you've got, you know, your £100 on your website, you've got £150 on ads, that's $250 there. And the remaining amounts of money you can either be on bettering your services or your product that you're selling. So maybe, you know, upgrading to the next level of premium, brushing up on your skills, qualifications, courses, any sort of accreditations that you can have to basically provide a more premium service of whatever you're selling or to whoever you're selling to. I think those are some things you can do. And also, like, I think alternatively as well, like John said, you might start looking at potentially outsourcing. Yeah,
well, I was actually going to say that. I feel like you laid the blueprint of what you could do and what you could action and where you'd be spending a lot of your time. But where I'm learning now, and I've learned a lot in the last couple of years, is that your time is important, right? And as the owner of the business, your time should always be about working on things that grow your business. So I'm now more of the mindset that everything you said you would do, I'd hire someone to do it, bruv. I would literally use the majority of that money to get someone just to execute all of that, while I'm now kind of drag the business to the next level, as opposed to me now spending the time doing that. I'm learning my time as a CEO is to spend designing the business. Like my job is to create jobs, not to do the jobs. So I'd almost just outsource everything that pretty much needs to get done while I kind of create the next part of the journey. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So outsourcing is big. I'd lose a lot of that budget. We're at 500 now. A lot of that budget is to the execution of this now without me necessarily doing all of it.
Yeah, I think that's a very valid point. I think personally, I would think, okay, cool. At this sort of current stage, personally, there isn't a whole lot of that money that can go around, right? And obviously to pay someone that's about, out of the 500, saying if you're just using 400, that's about, what, about 100?
Or even half, bro.
Yeah, about half
even
of it.
if you use
it's about 20 hours worth of work, you know? So you need to be very, very focused. You'd also need to train as well. So that's why I still think it'd be good to outsource. But yeah, I think, and again, this is really, really beneficial, I think, to everyone. It's all about sort of like your time levels and also like your conservatives as well. And obviously, ultimately, the product and service that you're providing.
Yeah, I was going to say, it depends what type of business.
Exactly, right. So you got two like polarizing different options there, guys, right? What would you say is like another sort of like practical example of like maybe perhaps in the property world that someone could do?
With now $500, right?
Yeah.
Again, depending on what you're doing, if you're in e-commerce, you are now sort of doubling down on probably your marketing, getting more product range. Probably a lot of marketing, like social media stuff, building out your brand online, probably improving your systems and like how you're kind of maybe delivering the service. At this stage, we're just trying to grow and grow and grow. So you've got to look at what areas of the business now are going to allow me to grow and really invest the money there, depending on what type of business you're in.
100%. And I think now I'm also like, what I'm trying to touch on as well, relating into property now. I think if you're wanting to get into property and you have only £500, one of the first few things, obviously, you know, given social media, Instagram, TikTok and whatnot, that's free. Obviously, producing content daily, that's free. You don't need to have property, but just talk about what you're doing and what you're trying to offer and sell. But in addition to that, what I'd also might do is like a lot of like landlord letters as well. You can go on your local council websites, find landlords that have a specific type of property that you're going for, maybe whether it's rentals or maybe it's for sale. You can find a lot of landlords who are, you know, wanting to sell properties potentially, and you could pay a service like, I think they're called Stamp, and then they will now distribute letters on your behalf to all these different addresses. And obviously you provide a template, use ChatGPT. We mentioned a lot about using like AI as well to kind of like support you. Again, that's probably where another £20 would go a month.
Yeah.
Premium ChatGPT.
Yeah, literally.
Premium ChatGPT. And that's something that you could do. You could send out some letters to like some homeowners, property owners, or some estate agents as well, reaching out to them on email, again, sending them letters to see what stock and property that they have. And then maybe you send out a pool of like 2,000 letters or whatever it may be, and say you get, you know, a 10% potential interest, that's 200. And then out of that 10%, another 10% are potential deals. So that's 20 deals, right? And out of those 20 deals, you're going to have a variety, again, depending whether you're going on the sell side or whether you're going on the letting side. I would then now go on Facebook, go online, go to free networking events, and I will now position my 20 deals that I have to potential investors. And I will say, I have a highly cash flowing rental deal, or I have a high profitable flip, BRRR, refurbished, whatever type of purchase deal, and I will charge you a fee of £3,000 for this opportunity, right? And I will continue look to like repeat, and also look to work with other deal brokers where you can like share the fee and et cetera, et cetera. But I think that's, for those of you who are quite interested in property and you perhaps have a limited budget, I think deal sourcing, deal packaging, property broking, that's also like a very, very good strategy that you can use.
There you have Freeman's just giving you a full-fledged business plan on the show, guys. If you were listening, he literally just broke down how you could build a deal sourcing business from scratch.
Literally,
I like that.
Literally.
Cool. So kind of just wrapping it up, guys. You know, we just want to say that when you get to that £500 mark, I think for me personally, you know, it's so easy to get a bit complacent, want to spend it, but now is not the time. Look at the areas of your business that could do with some investment, you know, that would free up your time to now focus on growing the business and look to put your money there.
110%. But guys, as always, I really hope you appreciated this advice. on this particular segment. Please make sure you're commenting, you're liking. As well, guys, we have a bit of a challenge as well. Standardly, we want to know how you're investing your £500. Please, guys, our DMs are always open. So please comment any business ideas. There's no such thing as a stupid question. Like, we watch every single like and comment and DM that we get. So if you've got a business idea, something that you're not too quite sure on, or you sort of want our opinion on it, please drop us a DM and we'll 110% get back to you.
Love that, love that. So guys, this is the part of the show called Plug Bites. This is where myself or Freeman talk about something that's inspired us, motivated us, and made us want to share with the world to uplift you from where you are. So, what Plug Bites do we have here? I'll go first. This one from the billionaire Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos once said, "A brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room." Yeah. So for me, that basically means, you know, with your business, we are in the era where your personal brand is your credibility. It's where it's kind of like your shop window. So you want to make sure that your brand is a good one. You know, your brand is what they see when you're not around. So just make sure you put your brand in the right, best possible light, always professional, build that credibility, build that authority in your space.
110%. I love that. Mine is from the modern day legend, Alex Hormozi. And I believe I've read this quote before, but I think it's highly relevant to today, especially in today's topic. He says, "If you have no money, you should have no shame. Knock, call, email, text, DM, ask. Life-changing doors don't open themselves." Right? So again, the whole part of this series is, you know, for those who are starting with a small or very, very limited resource, whether that be time or money. But within this, there is no shame. To do everything you reasonably can to obviously elevate yourself and put yourself in the position that you believe that you should be into. Right? And yeah, I think that pretty much says itself.
No, I like that. I like that. Something's brought to my mind when we had Uptown P on an episode, and he said, "On the other side of cringe is success." I like that. Shout out Uptown.
Shout
I like
out
that. That
Uptown
stuck with me still. Cool, guys. All right. So the next episode will be an episode about what you do with £1,000. So this is where the game really changes, because you're not just starting anymore, you're scaling, guys. So yeah, stay tuned.
110%. And guys, please, as always, make sure you're liking, you're sharing, you're subscribing. Make sure you tell a friend, tell your mom, tell your dad, tell his mistress, please. I know what she's doing with $5.
Buy some books.
Buy some.
She's a reader.
She's a reader. As always, guys, love, love, love.
Elevate.